Hey, what's up guys? It's Amped Angelo. Welcome to the channel. It's my first video, and today I wanted to discuss the topic of blue collar work versus white collared work in America. I have 2 years of experience in the white collared field, specifically being sales, and I have just about a year of blue collared work as an electrician. So what I want to do, sorry, fuck, fucking lungs are a little shot here. Not a good look for the blue collared worker. Anyways, so I just want to go over the benefits and the negatives of each one. So let's get started. So when I was in sales, I was selling AT&T phones, and that was my first job in sales. And I also had a job selling security equipment for ADT, and that was my second job in sales. And honestly, I made pretty good money doing both of those things. Both of those jobs generated a good amount of income for what I needed at that time in my life. Specifically, the ADT job was actually pretty nice, except for the fact that it was commission only, and you get that with sales. Some sales jobs are like that. But when it comes to it being like a white collar job, specifically, you work in an office, you come to an office building, and you meet with your coworkers, and your coworkers are usually very nice, but it's fake, but they're nice. You know, you kind of put on like a mask with white collared work. So that's one thing. You could see that as a benefit. I saw it as a benefit at first, but once you have a job where people are a little more transparent with you, you kind of get used to that sort of thing, and it kind of becomes the norm. And when you see someone kind of put on like a front, it kind of irks you. It kind of turns you off. So that's one thing. You can either see that as a positive or a negative, that in white collar work you're going to see people more often. You're going to see them put on like a personality. In blue collared work, most of the time that's not the case. I mean, everyone's different, but most of the time people are a little more transparent. They're a little more like, hey, you fucked this up, you gotta fix it, which is it's not bad. It's just when it comes to certain things, it's like, oh, I just want to hear the truth. Like, I fucked that shit up. I don't need to hear 20,000 things other than that. It can be simple. But yeah, that's pretty much the benefit and negative of that sort of thing. But when it comes to the actual kind of work that you're doing, like the actual work you're performing, I'd say I prefer blue collar work a lot more. In sales specifically, you're doing calls, you're talking to people constantly, you're constantly trying to get your sales quota up, you're trying to compete with all of these people, and it gets tiring mentally. And it's not like the best way to live life is to constantly have to, you know, to be able to survive and put money in the bank account. You gotta do some snaky shit. I mean, here and now, like here and again, you gotta tell a customer not the complete 100% truth, because these companies that you work for in sales, they don't have the most concrete contracts. They don't have the best terms and conditions. And if you say all the terms and conditions, if you're 100% transparent with the customer, more often than not, they're not going to want to buy. So you're kind of putting out a front to the customer as well as your coworkers. Like you're just kind of like a different kind of person. I'm a little bit biased because I was a white collar worker, until I moved into the electrician field, to be blue collar. So obviously I'm a little biased, but looking back on it now, it's like, yeah, I was just not myself for 8 hours a day, pretty much, which kind of takes a toll on you mentally. It really took a toll on me. That's why I wanted out, even though the money was decent. I mean, there was months where I was making like $6,000 in a month, which is good money for me. And I was like, wow, I'm really raking in the bank. So yeah, but the trade-off is you got to deal with customers that are usually pretty not satisfied, unless you have a good product, which I don't think I was selling a very good product. So maybe I have a little bit of a bad experience because of that. Maybe if I was working at a different company, it could have been a little better, but we'll never know. But yeah, so the working as an electrician, on the other hand, you work with your hands a lot. You kind of deal with some cool stuff. I feel like electrician as a trade is probably one of the better trades. I'm not going to say it's the best trade, but it's definitely one of the better ones out there, especially for someone transitioning from white collar work to blue collar. I think electrician is probably the best bet, because you do use your brain. I'm not saying other trades don't use their brain, but you have to use your brain sometimes to be an electrician. It can be kind of confusing when certain situations arise, like troubleshooting situations, things with 3-way switches, 4-way switches. Why is this outlet circuit not working? Is there a shortage? Is there a short circuit? Is the neutral touching the ground in one of the outlets, preventing the rest of the outlets in the circuit to have power, because it keeps on tripping the breaker? Like, all of these different things, you kind of have to figure out, and as you do it more, you learn more every single day. And I kind of like that. And it's also, most of the time, it's an hourly wage for being an electrician, so you have a constant income instead of being commission only, which I definitely like a little better. It kind of takes the stress off budgeting. While the money may not be as good as what I was making when I was white collar, it's kind of worth it when it comes to me being able to have mental clarity. Like, I wouldn't be able to be making this video right now if I was still working as a white collar worker, because I would just have no mental energy to do anything. But with this, at this point, I'm a year in, and that's still a little green, but I kind of know what I'm doing. Like, I know about 90% of the situations that I run into now. I know the correct solution. I may not be able to do it absolutely perfectly, but I know exactly what to do to make it happen, pretty much. So yeah, and I'm definitely interested in going to school, and I'm going to become a journeyman and then make some good money. And then eventually, at some point, I do want to start my own construction, my own electrical company at some point when I get my contractor's license. And that's the goal, and that's gonna be a few years from now. That's like my 10-year plan, honestly. In like 10 years, I hope to have a company. Right now, I'm just focusing on learning. I'm not like trying to act like I know it all. Like, there's definitely stuff I don't know. There's a lot that I don't know because I haven't even been to school yet. So, and being an electrician, you have to know some certain formulas, like math formulas, to be able to calculate different things like wattage. Well, wattage is just amps times volts, but different other kinds of different things that are a little more complicated, that I don't even know about. So I'm a first year, I don't know shit, but I like being an electrician, so I think I'm just gonna keep on doing it. So back to white collar versus blue collar. I'd say, so we went over we can go over pay. So like pay, I mean, I was making more doing sales, to be quite honest. I was making on average probably 4 to 5K a month on average. Being an electrician right now, I'm a first year. I'm currently at 21 an hour, so it's not the best. I'm making 42K a year, which if I actually added up how much I was making in sales, some months I would make 6 to 8K, some months I would make 5K, some months I would make only 1,000 because I didn't get any sales that month. So honestly, it's not much different in terms of income. It's just so nice when that big check hit, like, oh wow, I just got a $3,000 to $4,000 check in my sales. Oh, it's just a bi-weekly check. That's so nice. I can pay all my bills. But then you don't have shit for the next month and you're kind of struggling. So yeah, I like it better like this, but anyways, what else? So work-life balance, I'd say white collar work was a little bit better because I could make my own schedule. Like all I had to do pretty much throughout the entire week was go into the office one time at 11 o'clock, and the rest of the fucking week I would just not do shit. And besides, like, maybe work like 3 to 4 hours a day and try to make a sale. At least one sale is like $300, so you just try to make one sale a day. Sometimes you would, sometimes you wouldn't. Sometimes you'd make $2,000 in a day. So yeah, it's just like running a business, pretty much. You never know if you're gonna get a sale, how many sales you're gonna get that month. But yeah, it's not very predictable unless you're really good at sales. That you're gonna be able to get a sale that day, which I wasn't like an exceptional salesperson, especially when it came to actually getting clients and actually finding people who want to buy the stuff. That was my issue. I could sell to anyone when it came to like company appointments. Like the people would call in ADT and be like, hey, I need this and that and this. They would assign me that sale, and I would go to it, and most of the time I would sell. Like I had the highest closing rate for a couple months in Columbus where I live. So yeah, I was doing pretty good. But when it came to actually like going out and going door to door, I did it a lot, but I just couldn't seem to grasp the concept of selling to someone off the bat right then and there. So I don't know, I wasn't very good at that. There was some aspects I was good in, but yeah, I would say though, like when it comes to what I'm better at, like in terms of relative to like how much experience I have in sales and being an electrician, I'd say I'm a better electrician than I am a salesperson. So I think long term, even though the ceiling might be a little higher right now in terms of money and compensation for sales, I'd say in the future, being an electrician will pay off, because there is a shortage in the trades as a whole. Being blue collar, there's a shortage of jobs. So they need people, which means they need to pay people more to get those people. So definitely wages are going to be going up as time goes on for blue collar workers, I think. But yeah, that is pretty much the main differences between white collar work and blue collar work. Co-workers are different. The setting is different. You're in climate controlled. It's kind of freaking nice, it's kind of freaking nice being in an office where there's air conditioning and there's heat. That's one thing I do miss. Being outside on the job site 365 days a year can be a little taxing. The winter was terrible. My toenail like half fell off. Like it was bad. It was really bad. But I got through it. But now it's the summer, and I wish it was the winter. Like you never can win out here. At least with the winter, you can put on a coat and kind of control your body temp. But out here, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're wearing. You could be wearing nothing. You're still gonna be hot as hell. So, yeah. I mean, today's actually pretty good. 67 out today, so I'm not even complaining. But when it's like 100, I'm like, fuck, dude. Why did I do this? But it'll all be worth it when I own my own company and I don't have to do much to make money besides make sure my project managers are doing their job. So yeah, can't wait for that day. But I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. This was my first video. I'll be making more videos in the future. I appreciate you guys' time. You guys have a good one.